So it's Doug Ayers in Tokyo. That's a follow-up on an experiment I did back in the summer. I found this sidewalk guerilla garden somebody put out, and I was wondering what would happen if I give it some soil food web love. And I tested the soil. It's mostly bacterial dominated. There was no protozoan or higher level organisms in the soil. If there were, I could detect them under the microscope. Anyway, this plant here was my test plant, and it hasn't really grown all that much taller since the beginning, but I applied a Protozoan infusion around the root zone back early in the summer, and we can see the plant's still pretty healthy. What the Protozoan infusion will do, well, it's a natural part of the system, and it will kickstart or restart nutrient cycling for this plant. So the plant will get better nutrition. It will resist diseases better than an untreated plant. And it's been really dry lately. Yes, it's lost a few leaves on the bottom. The side leaves here are showing some stress. But you know, overall, it's pretty healthy. It's got the largest I don't know, seed head here of all the other controls, and it's even got new growth coming out on top, so it's still producing. Now, you can't every experiment needs to have a control, so there were other sunflowers in this test plot. So let's take a look at those. They never got any soil food web love at all. Let's see how they're doing. So right next door we have its neighbor. It's got some problems on its leaves, and if we compare the color of the treated one, it's pretty dark. You know, it's got a dark stem on it, nice and color. But the controls, their stems are kind of yellow looking. They're bleached out. Flowers are kind of tattered. Here's what the leaf looks like. Here's its other siblings on the side. They're pretty well dried up, and they didn't produce very large seed heads at all. There's another one back there. It didn't do very well. They never got any treatment, but they're all part of the plant. Here's one on the ground that just fell over, apparently yesterday, because the seeds are out there. And this was the best plant of all, and it just didn't turn out so well for this plant. So it grew a lot, but as we can see, it's suffered some diseases and droughts and some insect issues. Those holes right there in the leaf are insect issues. The insects have eaten it. There's more insects. You know, the Brix is lower than 12%. Brix is lower than 12% on these plants, so they've suffered insect problems. But this guy here, well, he's got some insect problems here as well. He's suffered a few insects. So we kick-started nutrient cycling, but you know, we could have done better with it. Now, as far as precision agriculture goes, you know, the Protozoan infusion, it's biology. It's living animals, microscopic organisms that move around the soil. So how close do I have to get to the plant with my application? Well, close enough is good enough, because they're going to move around where they need to move to. I don't have to be too precise with biology. And this treatment will be there next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, forever, unless the soil is killed or damaged by some human practice. So let's take a look here at the entire stand, see what it looks like. Let's get the treated one in there. There he is. Let's do a big walk around here. I'm going to turn sideways. And got a guy able to go through. There he goes. Now let's look back at the controls. So you tell me, if you didn't know, which one of these got treated biological soil food, but which one got soil food web love and which one did not. Okay, very good. Doug Ayers signing out. I'd call it a success.